the ceremony. May I please invite...
आपको नंबर 1 बैंक अवार्ड मिला है. You take it that all other banks they will be putting in there everywhere. We have to beat corporation. We have to beat corporation. Come. What is doing? DGM has what now? Circular. Oh. Huh? Deputy. इसलिए बोला. अभी इधर आए थे. तो इसलिए देखते हैं क्या होता है. देखो अभी प्रदीप साहब बहुत है. हाँ एक
No, sir, you are on time.
So
And on the other hand, ensure that you drive credibility and clarity in their own conversations. Required documentation and entire working package. Strong management reporting, proper audit, greater transparency, and better administration of the MSMEs. The data has made it prerogative to inculcate reliability and entity to deprive them of combating
Compared to Western countries, very good, but there it will be like minimum is 15%. The minimum was around 2, but for a much longer
क्या नहीं सर. चावल.
Good morning, sir.
हाँ गया ना.
Yeah, sir.
He's the CAR chairman. In corporation bank.
That is where. That's a mixed you up. I said, am I seeing you because.
Boston Consulting Group. आपका एड्रेस भी वेर रियली. One day आपको हमारा इधर.
They did work for
हाँ?
They did work. Nifty used to be within the 1970s.
Yes.
Because they were bankers in Malaysia.
Oh, yes sir. With the Bank of Baroda, Andhra Bank and IOB, we opened another bank. Those branches, those days, sir, only hardly 10 million capital one day. That time, 91, that quantity could not sell. Then we had to give that back to the government. Now, government, then Malaysia is the second largest bank.
No, you give that letter to me. That letter, along with that, I will send you my explanation.
of CAD. आप इधर आइए. आइए सर. हम कल रात को देर से आए. Because I didn't take risk, you know. कल तो सबको सुबह. Today,
Your blessing, sir. सर मुझे पता चला कि साहब नहीं आ रहे हैं. हमने कैसे होगा बोला था आपके उससे दिए मतलब सब आप रहे हो. मैं टिकट मुझे भिजवा. छोटी सी बात है सर. मैं बिल्कुल भिजवाता हूँ सर आपको.
Come, sir.
Okay.
ये आप मिले ना वैसे आपको हमारा
पार्लियामेंट्री कमेटी में आते थे ना।
हमारा अच्छा हमारा बैंक के बारे में ही क्या वेट सर प्लीज
So, boss, whatever boss says. आपके पास गए ना? अच्छा this we are down by taxes.
I know.
Little bit concerned.
थोड़ा पुश करना पड़ेगा अभी 3 महीने में yes
Ask them to pay advance tax.
No, the regular.
welcome chairperson of the Bank of India सर सुब्बलक्ष्मी आपका विजय लक्ष्मी आपने आयर तो बताया
All Lakshmi so.
With the banks, Lakshmi is very common.
please come hello man good morning is the big bank big category में I know उनको थोड़ा ज़्यादा करने का बॉम्बे में आप मीटिंग है ना बॉम्बे में आई एम नॉट द बैंक बॉम्बे बट हमको
Sir. Sir. Morning, sir. Yes.
good morning
Hello, sir. Morning, sir. Hello, sir. How is it? Thank you. Bharadwaj, sir. Are sir, so nice. So very आप लोगों को जो इंट्रोड्यूस करना है आप तो उसी को
Actually from here.
we can finish
So, you can just give me half an hour more, sir, 1:30.
I have to be somewhere no later than 1:30. Therefore, I must leave at 1:50.
May I please request all our esteemed dignitaries to proceed for the same.
आइए मैडम आइए only gents नहीं लक्ष्मी आप दोनों साथ It's not getting fully
Join me in extending a very warm welcome to all our dignitaries. Can we have a loud applause, ladies and gentlemen? May I please welcome our chief award ceremony, and you have to make sure that you clap each and every time. Can we have a big hand for our guest of honor, Mr. Mukesh Mohan Gupta, President, CIMSME, as the Chair of India Micro and Medium Enterprises. Mr. D.R. Dogra, MD and CEO, Care Limited. Dr. M. Narendra, Senior Vice President, CIMSME and CMD, Indian Overseas Bank. I would also like to make a special mention to Mrs. B.K. Iyer, CMD, Bank of India. Ladies and gentlemen, can you also please put your hands together? Mr. Ashwini Kumar, CMD, Dera Bank. Now may I please request Mr. Mr. Mukesh Mohan Gupta, President CIM SME, to kindly accord a floral welcome to Mr. Montek Singh Ahluwalia. To please present a floral bouquet to Mr. J.D. Seelam. I would now like to invite Mr. Jyotirmoy Jain, Secretary General CIM SME, to please welcome Mr. Arun Maira. I would now like to invite Mr. Balram Garg, MD PC Jewelers, to please come over and welcome Dr. M. Narendra, Senior Vice President and CMD IOB.
Sir, in the front, please.
And now, may I please invite Mr. Sandeep Bish, Assistant Advisor CIM SME, to please welcome Mr. Dogra, CMD and CEO, Care Limited. We welcome you all, sir. And before we begin this event, may I please have a huge round of applause for all our esteemed dignitaries here on stage. Alright, so namaskar and a very warm welcome to all of you. A very warm welcome to this event. And since all of you have been doing such immense work, thank you all for being here with us today. It's almost afternoon, but it's still cold outside, so we would like to thank you all from the bottom of our hearts for being here with us today. With that, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of CIM SME, I welcome you all to this exciting and rendezvous event. Awards to banks for exceptional performance and support to MSME sector. Ladies and gentlemen, banks are perhaps the lifeline of any economy, as we all know, and a major part of the financial market. They have decided to institute awards for banks for their instinct support and service to the MSME sector. Based on key parameters, banks are being awarded in. Now may I please invite Mr. Mukesh Mohan Gupta, President CIM SME.
Namaskar and a very warm welcome to all of you. Honorable Padam Vibhushan Shri Montek Singh Ahluwalia ji, Deputy Chairman Planning Commission, Honorable Sri Seelam ji, Minister of State for Finance, Honorable Sri Arun Mehra ji, Member Planning Commission, Senior Government Representatives, Captains of the banks, other senior executives of the banks, my dear friends from MSME sector, partners of the event, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. It's my proud privilege to welcome you at this important event of the Chamber. Today we have assembled here to recognize the efforts of the bank whose MSME sector has withstood the slowdown in the economy. But I assured them that they will land in a very... So for the whole night I was worried, in fact, really I am telling you very worried. But I can assure to my banker friends that the financing to MSME sector has the least risk, which I am sure is agreed by. I am happy to share with you that all three honorable guests took no time in accepting our request, despite us together for an exciting welcome to them. It's a matter of pleasure that day before yesterday only, Reserve Bank of India released a much awaited report on comprehensive financial services for small business of the lower group in the pyramid. This report is a plan to overhaul the Indian banking landscape. Real freedom lies in reaching out to the most sensitive section of this society, as rightly said by Mahatma Gandhi ji, that poverty is the 1% of the urban and rural population do not have a functional bank account. The report draws an ambitious target of providing full service bank account to all adults above the age of 18 years by end of year 2015, along with deposit product and payment services at reasonable charges and loan product at affordable prices. This report and these data will any part of the globe. The setting of the new type of banks exclusively for low income and small businesses, increasing the priority sector lending target from 40% of net banking credit to 50%, as everybody will overcome this tough time. I tried for 15 days even to get the loan application form. I was not able to get even the application form. What about the sanction of the loan? Where we are now, sir? हम पतंग उड़ाते हुए account खोल रहे हैं. So banks are ready to reach out to our houses or unlike large corporate, SME sector is heavily dependent on debt. I am told that more than 95% micro units are not availing any institutional finance. To me, I would like to ask to my SME friends that this expectation from the banks can be substantially facilitated by the SMEs themselves. SMEs need to be more transparent and ethical. They have to prepare true and correct accounts, declare true profit, so that the same is flowed back into the. That the old saying that small is beautiful is surely true in case of micro, small and medium enterprises. However, here also that I am firm believer that banks are trying to do their best towards helping this important sector. With no doubt, with the infrastructure, whatever is available. Banking Excellence Award to recognize the important role of banks and to create a spirit of competition among them. The journey to finalize the award was not an easy task. This is power, but winning requires teamwork. I invite you to join me on this very exciting journey. Thank you very much, friends. Jai Hind.
Thank you so very much, sir, for your insight and the clear. May I now please invite Mr. D.R. Dogra, MD and CEO, Care Limited, to please kindly come forward and say a few words. Can you all please put your hands together?
In working out a knowledge paper on this occasion, I think I would request the chief guest to please.
This is the knowledge partner Care has brought.
Okay.
क्या को दे दो भाई आप
सर थैंक यू सर
Guest of honor, Honorable State Minister of Finance, Mr. Sealer. Honorable Guest of honor, Mr. Arun Naira, Member Planning Commission. Mr. Narendra, CMD, Indian Overseas Bank. Mr. Kohli, Mr. Bansal, who is Chairman of CARE. Show, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good afternoon now. Yeah, good afternoon. I am pleased with CM SME in organizing this banking accredited group and related initiatives in this segment. Is really a commendable initiative of Mr. Mohan. Country's overall economic growth 30% in the last 5 years up to 2013. However, this is not enough. Almost yet to get access to banking finance. We are still to cover milestone gaps, and the extent of financial exclusion in the sector continues to be very, very high. But also the quality of advances has to be coupled with a system of continuous monitoring of the large portfolio. Some innovative financing tools may be useful. Factoring the factor purchases and singles from the various buyers or a single seller. That is the credit risk of many buyers is sold to a single factor. The distinctive parameter here is the initiating party. It was originally designed to handle consumer subsidized by NSIC by Government of India through NSIC for the units. Further, the subsidy scheme has been enhanced from the current 174 crore to 600 crore in the 12th 5-year plan. Exposure to credit facilitates SME units to engage in innovation, better financial discipline, and benchmarking among the peers. Due diligence brings debt servicing issues of any group entity thousands of the whole. This helps the lenders to take informed risk. along with normal bank credit. PE deals in July to September quarter of 2013, gross use $2.1 billion, taking the billion, which is 30% higher, 34% higher compared to the same period. However, when we look towards equity investment in SMEs, it has witnessed 25% fall on year-to-date basis. In 2013, investment into the SME space totaled $970 million, 76 transactions. This is only 132 transactions which happened this year. I feel introduction of proper equity cum loan scheme for SMEs by some banks in future can be very useful in this segment. SMEs are facing serious challenges because of the demand pressure in past 4 years and the financial discipline they have demonstrated as compared to the large corporate. From the importance of the sector for the overall economy, banks need to urgently step up lending to this sector. For evaluating loan proposals and for facilitating this contest, I would like to invite your attention to the theme paper prepared by Care Ratings and CBSE, which is based on our research studies. It has tried to highlight the way in which the credit profile of SMEs have moved during this period and how they have managed their businesses and financial profiles.
Insightful indeed. May I now please invite Dr. M. Narendra, CMD, Indian Overseas Bank, to please kindly come forward and share his thoughts on MSME.
Good morning and greetings from the chamber to all the invited guests here. It's let the year 2014 which just started would be a good year for micro and small sector. Of course, it presupposes that the responsibility on the part of all the stakeholders will have to be demonstrated and implemented in a very higher manner to see that the SME sector, which contributes substantially to the Indian GDP, in India and globally, gets all the support. There have been quite a lot of talk which has been already done. However, the Chamber of Indian Micro and Small and Medium Enterprises, headed by Mukesh Gupta and Mr. Jain, and with the very quite active members, have been able to reach into this segment in the manner where they will be able to make a special impact. And quite a lot of us, like Indian Overseas Bank and some of our banks, are also taking the help of them in terms of due diligence as well as the referral, and also in terms of future handlers who are engaged in the sector, who understands the sector. There is a need for such collaborative approach. I am very happy that my bank, Indian Overseas Bank, has also taken that initiative of collaborative. And also at the grassroots level, how do we orient ourselves in understanding the different segmental, different geographical, different type of activities, whether it is a manufacturing or services to them. The general feeling that mostly we are all very happy to cover little upper segment of the such micro and small, but when it comes to the such of them who have no, there the difficulty has arisen where even though the CDB and make our particular staff. One more thing is, in the banking industry, quite a lot of seniors are retiring. Quite a lot of youngsters have, even though they are very good in adapting to the technology, adapting to the knowledge, but their interest in favoring this sector, that needs to be taken up. Not only that mere training, by hand-holding and really taking them along with the senior or receivable funding, that we have to make well much more. Similarly, in terms of providing seed capital, venture capital and other private equities, they also cater to the upper end of SME, but in terms of such of those new entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs with the least lesser experience, but with a much hope of success, there again the equity becomes very necessary, so the banks may have to come out their own equity support scheme or debt in the form of equity, so that the long-term funds requirement of the micro and small has to be taken care. Similarly, there will be variation in their business. There are certain times they get a bunched business, and there will be always a lag effect between their what you call accrual as well as they are taking some expansion. So in that, again, the margin part of that can only be made available by the bank initially without insisting for their margin, because if it is a successful venture. Now the stock exchange which has been created as a provision for getting them listed, that has also not been up to the success. So I think there is a need that there are also another thing is some of the banks who have a global presence needs to get a collaborative approach for our Indian micro and small to take them to the global field and provide platform for their provision of their product, because we have ample experience where a very small enterprise started with the Prime Minister Employment Guarantee Scheme. Today he is enjoying around 800 crores of turnover, where his product is very much appreciated throughout. It is a CNC product. So invited guests who have a larger experience. Only thing is, on behalf of all the bankers, particularly chairman and chairperson, as well as their colleagues here, on behalf of them, I would like to commit that the Indian banking sector, particularly the public sector bank, will play a very important role in ensuring that in the 2014 and hereafterwards, the micro and small, because there have been already a shift has taken in favor of retail and micro and small. I think our more and more engagement will be in this sector. Wishing all the bankers and the people who are here all the best in this year. Thank you.
Then Shri Montek Singh Ahluwalia ji, Honorable Deputy Chairman Planning Commission, to please come forward and say a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to please give him a huge round of applause.
Distinguished panelists on the dais and ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I must apologize to you. The reason why the program is being changed is that I have to leave at a certain point, and I think I'm going to leave it to my colleague Arun Myra to address this. Is this just a formula, or do we really believe that this is so? I can assure you that in the Planning Commission, we do believe that this is so, and I think the experience of other countries demonstrates that. If you identify any country, large and diverse country, and not a mining-dominated economy, and you come to the conclusion that they've done a good job on manufacturing, go beyond the large corporate sector. It must include small and middle. Now, on the government side, there has been a tendency to focus on the small and indeed on the micro and the tiny, because it's a normal thing in government that you want to do the most you can for the really weak enterprises that are set to become middle. And quite frankly, a sensible policy for small and middle enterprises, small and medium enterprises, is not a policy that will keep all the small and medium enterprises small and medium. Rapidly increase scale. I don't mean they become large corporations. I think if you look at the distribution of, you find that there are, at the high end, large employers, people looking at industrial structures would say that a healthy industrial structure for India is when a lot of companies that are currently well below 100 people in terms of employment get to the category of employing between 100 and 600. That category is actually quite small. Now I realize that when we say employment, that data gets corrupted because there may be a lot of contracting. We don't actually have enough companies that one would call medium. I think the key to a dynamic medium-scale company is that it must be a company that is capable of fitting into a high-end value chain. It is not a company that is simply producing a value chain in modernized products, so that in terms of what it produces, in industry is better than most of the jobs in agriculture. But I think increasingly the demand is not going to be only for jobs in manufacturing, particularly for younger people. And I think these are, I'm not saying we have the solution, and obviously we don't have the solution in the sense that I don't think we've got the end result. And this is not something which can be done by just announcing one major policy. We can get some sense of that. To my mind, the role of the financial sector